it will consume you. And you know, most of the time, it's just a trivial stuff. Most of the time, it's not even that important. But you didn't like it. And it, you know, you disagreed with the concept, you know. So you continue to nourish it. And you continue to nourish it, and it continues to grow. And it continues to consume you. You want to be free? You have to forgive. When you forgive, you free yourself. You might ask the person, look, I'm sorry, I apologize. They may not forgive you, but you have freed yourself. You have set yourself free. You can't make folk forgive you. But once you go and tell them, you have freed yourself. Because that's what the scripture tells us to do. Look at the illustration here when the woman was caught in adultery. First, the scribe came and brought her to Jesus, tried to trap Jesus. He said, we caught this woman in the very act. He said, what does the law say? You know, and all the guys, all of them had the woman. So they tried to trap Jesus. What does the law say? Jesus didn't say nothing. He just stood down, started right there.
Cast the first time.
Then Jesus looked up and said, he said, Peter, without seeing, let him cast the first stone. Looked down, started writing again. He looked up, he didn't see nobody. Everybody was going. He says, go
Preach that, Reverend.
That's the first thing. Jesus forgives. And one thing we have to do as saints, we have to learn to forgive each other.
That's right.
There's nobody sitting here tonight should have anything in their heart or any hatred or any scheme toward
any other member in the church.
You think God don't know your heart? You think God don't know how you feel about me or how I feel about you? You fool yourself. We need to take off the mask. We need to take the mask off. Because He wants us to have a clean heart. Think about the thief on the cross. It was a criminal. He looked at Jesus and he said, look, today, he said, Master, when you come into your kingdom, he said, today you shall be with me in the kingdom. He forgave the thief on the cross.
Yes.
And we know when Peter denied him 3 times. He told people he would do that when he brought that cock crow. Peter had denied it. He forgave Peter. He knew Peter was going to sin. He said, look, he's already prayed for you. He said, because the devil want to sift you like wheat. He said, I already prayed for you, so when you come to yourself, don't you know that the devil wants to sift us? You know what a sift is? It's some thing that you put flour in, you put it in there, you just trying to get folk got way to know about that. Get them homemade biscuits. That's how the enemy wants to do us. He wants to sift us just like wheat. In other words, he wants to destroy you. And how do we do that? Through these sins like unforgiveness. Don't you know Jesus knows how we feel about each other? You know, we can come up in here and, put on all kinds of shows, but Jesus knows how we feel about each other. And He wants us to really love each other. Man, I know some folks who say, look, I don't particularly like that person. Okay, that's all right. But you have to love that person. If you want to be like Jesus, if you get up and give your testimony and talking about Jesus, then you have to love that person. You have to love each other. And that's what Jesus is concerned about us doing, is loving each other. That's right. We look at first deacon that was stoned. He had Saul standing there, holding the coat, gave the pig, stoned him to death. They took him outside and stoned him. And it said he looked into heaven and said, lay not this charge to them, for they know not what they do. That's forgiveness.
Amen.
That's forgiveness. Cain killed Abel. God forgave Cain.
Yeah, he did. Quick.
God forgave him. Moses killed Egyptian. God
forgave him.
And used him. So one thing we have to have as saints of God, that is, we must have forgiveness in our hearts. And love worketh no evil to our neighbor. You can't say you got forgiveness if you got hatred in your heart towards your brothers or your sisters. And I know sometimes some people may be kind of hard to love. You got to ask God then to help you. You got to ask God
To help.
To help me to love my brother or to love my sister like it's pleasing unto you. That's what you got. That's
Amen.
It's just to let you know that we have a long way to go. Forgiveness is a mark of the Christian life. If we love someone the way Christ loved us, we will be willing to forgive. If we have experienced God's grace, we will want to pass it on to others. And we know grace is God's unmerited favor. It's God's undeserved favor. God has just given us favor. We don't deserve it. By giving that enemy a drink, not excusing their misdeed, we're recognizing him, forgiving him, loving him, in spite of his sin, just as Christ would forgive us. Forgiveness is contrary to the pattern of the world. In this day of constant lawsuits and increasing demands for legal rights, Paul's commands sound almost impossible. But what did Jesus say? Ye have heard that it has been said that thou shalt love thy neighbor and hate thine enemy. But I say unto you, he says, bless your enemies that curse you, and do good to them that hate you, and pray for them which despitefully use you. So what does he say? He said you have to love your enemies.
Amen.
Is that real love or what?
That's real love.
Is that challenging? So forgive and set yourself free.
Amen.
You know, some folks are still angry, and they want everybody else to be angry.
Come on.
Some folk got a problem with some person, and they want you to have a problem with them also.
That's right. Preach that thing.
In the 5th chapter, 23rd and 24th verse tells us, he said, look, he says, if you got an altar against your brother and your sister, leave your gift at the altar. Don't come running to the altar. You go and get it straight with your brother and your sister. Then you
come on back. That's right. That's
right. When someone hurts you deeply, instead of grieving him, instead of giving him what he deserved, Paul says to forgive him. Why do Paul tell us to forgive our enemies? Forgiveness may break a cycle of retaliation and leads to a mutual reconciliation. The person may be